Guys, look, so this is the Ngram Viewer. It's a thing where you can check the frequency of words in books. And as you can see, so I'm going to put in Fortnite, the word Fortnite, Fortnite, in the Ngram Viewer, and we submit it here. This is the graph of the appearances of the word Fortnite in books. Now this is from 2000 to 2019. So can I set it to more recent 2024? No, it only goes up to 2019. Okay, so 2000 to 2019. As you can see, starts out nothing, and then there's a big spike around 2014. Like it starts going up starting in 2014. And then around 2017, it starts going up even more because, 2014 was when Fortnite was announced, and 2017 was when Fortnite was launched. So, it's given that they'll have more references to Fortnite after its launch, right? But if I change the time frame, if we go, instead of 2000, we go 1800 to 2019 here. If we go 1800 to 2019, you can see that, what? Okay, so here we have the 2014 spike caused by, the game, but we also have spikes in 1949 for some reason. We also have spikes in 1925, in like 1900, 1899. We have two spikes in 1883 and 1887. We have a smaller spike in 1869. We have a spike in 1843, a smaller spike in 1817, and then a huge spike in 1807, like 1808. Apparently, the word Fortnite was more popular in 1808 than it is in 2019, which is weird. But then, if you switch it from 1800 to 1600 to 2019, what the fuck was going on in the 1630s? Look at, that was the graph that we were looking at. This is the 1808 spike that we were looking at here. And this is the 2019 spike here. What were they doing in 1833 that they had to talk about Fortnite? Not 1633, god damn it. What was going on in the early 1630s? It's like, it's nothing, 0% in 1606, then just massive spike to, well, that's still not, it's like 5 millionths of the amount of words. But literally, right now, when we have Fortnite, in 2018, it's this tiny little baby spike. And then here in 1808, for some reason, we have this slightly bigger spike, but it's still a little baby, and then this huge mountain in the 1630s. I have some questions. I have many questions. What were they? I don't even know where to start. Why was Fortnite so popular in the early 1630s? Were the Puritans just getting bored in the colonizing, and they're like, oh boy, let's play some Fortnite? No. Although, let's try some other things. If we try Minecraft from 1600 to 2019, there we go. Nothing in the 1600s, but then spike in the 1790s. Oh my god, guys. French Revolution. This was around the time of the French Revolution. This is George Washington times also. What joke can I make out of this? Early USA, George Washington says my bad, guys, let's sign the Constitution, but let's also go play some Minecraft. And then, after 2009, 2009, we have a spike going up, and then 2017, right? Because after 2009 was the video game Minecraft. But why is there an even bigger spike in 1957? Why was Minecraft so popular in the 50s? What? It's we may not have the biggest nuclear arsenal, but you know what we have over the Soviets? That's right, we have Minecraft. Although Minecraft was invented in Sweden, so it's not really. But I mean, Sweden was an ally. I mean, they were neutral, but I mean, they're definitely not Soviet. You know what I mean, right? The 50s, right? Like, what other 50s joke can I make out of this? Gee whiz, I'm gonna go play some Minecraft, and you get the dinner ready for the kid. I don't know. This is sexist. But there was also a smaller spike in 1945. 1945 of all years. Oh boy, just got home from the war. Let's play some Minecraft. You know what? I know what this spike is for, actually. I know why there was a big spike in World War II. Actually, it was just after World War II, but it's because Minecraft is not only the name of, a video game, it's also the name of a ship. There's a ship called a Minecraft, and it's a ship that disables like sea mines, like the exploding things under the sea mines, and it's a craft, like a sea craft. I don't know what, but it's like spacecraft, but like in the sea. Yeah. So there was a ship that disables mines. It's called a Minecraft. So there was this big spike in World War II. After World War II, I don't know why, and I have no idea why there was a big spike in the 50s. I know we know why there was a big spike in the 2010s, but why in the 50s? What were they talking about back then? And then there were smaller spikes in the 80s and in the 90s, and this tiny little spike in 2003 for some reason. Okay. Oh shit. Let's try another video game. Let's see. What other video games can we try? What about my favorite video game, Genshin Impact? No, just kidding. What if we try? We're not going to try Genshin, all right? We're not going to try Genshin. It's my favorite video game, but I do not want to see the graph. For reasons. Okay, so what else should we try? Some modern things, right? Like iPhone. There we see big spike after two. Wait, what? The iPhone was released in 2007. The spike started in 2004. 2007 was the middle of the big spike. The biggest spike was in 2011, and then it just started going down and down and down. That's weird. But what the hell is that? 1997. Smaller little baby spike. And there's a smaller one in a bigger one, actually, in 1980, like the 80s, 1982. Then here is 1794. Hey, everyone. Everyone just holding iPhones as they decapitate the King Louis the 14th or whatever. Then 1738, and then a big spike in the early 1710, 1711. What were they talking about back then? And this tiny little bump in 1900. Hey everyone, let's colonize Puerto Rico or whatever. Hey everyone, let's holding phones as they build the Panama Canal. Okay, what other modern things? PlayStation, a modern video game console. PlayStation, because I have a PlayStation. As we see, okay, that's more understandable. Big spike after 1992. That was the release of the PS1. The biggest spike was in 2009, and yeah. So, makes sense. Big spike up in the 90s. But it was already starting going up in the 80s. And this tiny bump here in 1979, and then here in 1930. What were they doing in 1928 that they needed a PlayStation? Oof, guys, let's get our minds off the Great Depression. Let's play some Call of Duty. Speaking of which, Call of Duty. I imagine there's going to be big spikes during, like, the World Wars, right? Yep, okay. So Call of Duty is a video game, but it's also, like, a term for, like, wars. So there's this spike after, like, the 90s, which I don't know when the first COD game was released. I think, interestingly, in the modern era, it's going down. But there was this big spike here in 2007, 2008, which makes sense because this was like peak COD, you know, late 2000s. And smaller spike in the 60s. I guess this was because of the Vietnam War. Here also 1946. I don't know why there was like a big dip in. Actually, no. The dip happened in the Great Depression and then started going way up in World War II, which makes sense. Here in, yeah, World War I, big spike. But then smaller spikes in the 1890s. Here in 1860, that was probably the Civil War. 1830s, I don't know what happened here. Here was the 1790s. That's like, what? I'm saying the French Revolution all over again, because that's the only war I can think of that happened in the 1790s. 1756 and 1714. Call of Duty, guys. Let's play some. Okay. This is amazing. This is super cool to look at. Should I try Genshin? I'm not gonna try Genshin, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get like 4 comments saying to try Genshin, so fine. Genshin Impact. And of course there's gonna be a what? It doesn't exist? Oh, right, because impact is a very general term. It's bogging down the accuracy. What if I just try Genshin? Okay. What is this? The game... Okay, this doesn't... Okay, so this is purely not the video game. And you know why I know that? It's because the reference time is up to 2019. The video game Genshin Impact, the greatest game of all time, was released in 2020. So this doesn't, like, this data set, it doesn't even include when the time when the game was released. So this is purely not Genshin as in the masterpiece. But as you can see, tiny little baby spike in 2016, 2015. Here in 2003, I don't know what they were talking about. But this huge spike in the 80s. Like, hey everyone, what's some 80s references that I can do? I don't know. What were they doing in the 80s that had Genshin in it? And then down here, the 70s. Then big spike in 1960, 1959, 1958. Then in World War II, for some reason. And then up here in World War I. What is it with Genshin and World Wars? What is going on? What? I don't know. I actually don't know. But anyways, yeah, this is not the game, though. This is just Genshin. Whatever. Whatever, guys. What about another video game? What's some other video games? Oh, I'm downloading City Skylines right now. Like, as I record this video, I'm in another tab. I'm downloading City Skylines. So, if you do, no, because City Skylines is a very general term, right? Cities, you know? It's just going to be, yeah, right? Because this is a very general sort of term. Yeah. So what about a modern thing? AI. I mean, okay, AI is a 2-letter abbreviation. Look, here. So, case insensitive. We should, no. Case insensitive. Just AI as like this. So, big spike here in the 2010s, of course, because technology, and also here in the 80s for some reason. I mean, 80s is like the early, like, sci-fi sort of era. No, that was in the 70s. The sci-fi sort of thingies. Why is there a big dip in the 70s? Like, it's a smaller spike in the 60s, and then, like, big spike in the 80s. Because, like, the 80s, late 80s was, like, or sci-fi shows, so, like, everyone's hyping up the future. I don't know. So there's going to be like a bit of interest in AI, more so than when AI is actually here, although this stops in 2019. So we can only imagine the spike in 2023, 2022, right? But here's the smaller spike in the 1960s, which is, I guess, like, in the 60s, really early computer sort of days. I don't know what they were like making to talk about it. I mean, I guess they were just like, I don't know, stuff in the 60s. And then here in the 20s and in the 1800s, this is just getting insane. Like in the 1700s, what are they talking about? In 1615, what did they have to do with artificial intelligence? I guess AI is like just a normal, it's a 2-letter acronym, right? Initialism, actually. So what if we just try artificial intelligence? What if we try that? There we go, much better. So here we have a spike in the 60s, so just after the 1950s, so like when computers are really getting started, right? Early computer days, there's a smaller spike, and then huge spike in the 80s, of course, because it's like hyping up like the futurism, and then once AI actually starts existing in the 2010s, and then later in the 2020s, there's going to be a huge spike, but unfortunately, this graph only goes up to 2019. So, computer era, this right here is the computer era, right? So, of course, there's going to be a bit. But why is there a spike in 1764? What were they doing in the 1760s? You know what? This is too much. I'm ending the video right now. Sayonara, suckers.